Good morning. We're going to start looking at how graphs of linear equations are useful in the real world, and that is going to be looking at line of best fit. So some vocab here. Scatter plot is a graph that shows a relationship between two data sets. Those two sets of data are graphed as ordered pairs in a coordinate plane. And then the line of best fit is a line drawn on a scatter plot that is close to most of the data points, and it could be used to estimate data on the graph or make predictions. So here we have some data plots. Notice the points in this first graph are very close to forming a line. It's not perfect, but we say that actually has a positive correlation or a positive relationship. So when we're looking at a positive relationship, the slope is positive. And as x values increase, y values also increase. The second one here has a negative relationship. Notice the points are in a downward trend, so the slope is negative. And as x values increase, the y values decrease. Okay, so going the same direction for positive relationship, opposite directions for negative relationship. And then that last graph, there's not really a pattern to that. So if there's no relationship, there's nothing. There's no slope, there's no pattern where as x value increases, y value does something specific. So we're just going to leave that blank there, but no relationship. Notice that it's just kind of all over the place. Okay. What we're going to do with this is we're actually going to draw lines of best fit, and then in the next unit we'll talk about how to write those equations of those lines. I highly recommend a ruler for this, but when you draw a line of best fit, really what you're trying to do is kind of split the data in half and go through as many points as possible. So I'm going to make my first attempt there. Maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe I'll go a little bit more steep. Go through some more points. Okay, so see how I'm just kind of trying. It's easier to do with a ruler because you can kind of shift your ruler around. But we're going to go about there. I'm going to go back to that last one. Ooh, whoops. Okay, so we're going to go about here. I'm going to say this is about it. Okay. I have about as many lines above as below. I have a couple points on the line. And I'm saying that's my line of best fit. Now everybody's line is going to be a little different, but they should be close. We could use technology or a calculator to draw or to get the exact line of best fit. We're not going to do that in this class. So, second one, notice I'm drawing my line. This one's a little bit easier to do. I'm going through 4 of the points, and there's one above and one below. So my line of best fit looks pretty good in that one. Okay. Next one. Okay, this one's going down, but I'm going to try to split right through the middle of the data there. Okay, so somewhere around there. I might adjust it a little bit. Say that's pretty good. And then the last one, there's actually an error here. What is the error in drawing this line of best fit? Okay, if you look at it, notice the line actually only goes through 2 points, and it goes through the two highest points. So most of the data is down below. So when all of our points are down below our line, that's really not a line of best fit. If I were to fix this, I'm going to use a red line. I should have arrows on my lens. Holy cow, that's a big one. Let's make that smaller. Ooh. Wow. I'm moving everything around. Okay. Let's go ahead and try that again. Let's try a different line. So my line of best fit here, I would say is actually like quite a bit lower. It's not letting me draw a line now. Let's try this. Line of best fit. Well, say that's probably a little bit closer to a line of best fit. Last one. Okay, there's a multiple choice problem. The scatter plot below shows the average yearly consumption of bottled water by people in the United States starting in 1990. Using the line of best fit, which is already drawn in there, predict the average consumption of bottled water in the year 2000. Okay, this is obviously an older example because we're well past 2000. But if I were to look at 2000 and go up to my line here, and I'm drawing a blue line in there so you can see it easier, notice that in the year 2000, we're about here, which is 19 gallons, which would be option D. Okay. One thing I'm going to go back and talk about is the relationship between these. It is noted in the bottom of some of the examples. So like if I look at the pattern here, once I do my line of best fit, I would say as the grams of fat increase, so does the calories, or do the calories. Okay. Next one, the more time spent studying, the higher the test scores. Imagine that. And then the last one we'll talk about is this one. The fewer points scored, as the total points scored decreases, the number of penalties decrease, which is very interesting. Okay. Go ahead and do the practice. If you have any questions, let us know. Have a great day.